Nyah! Bucky here. Drop the bucket and grab the ammo. Busters, today I'm wearing my favorite school uniform, but I got two custom Berettas, poster, and a really bad attitude. We are heading into the criminal underworld today, so keep your hands where I can see them, and let's hand it over to the host for episode 13, which will cover the raucous anime Black Lagoon. Hold on to your hats, people. So let's go ahead and start the quest.
Ready? Let's go! Yeah! Let the next big quest flow. Grab my bucket. Hold on tight for a show that's super bright. Is it action? Is it feels? Let's find out what's for real. It's the Anime Bucket Quest. Yeah! The Anime Bucket Quest!
Welcome back to Anime Buck Quest. I'm your host, Stefan Chise. Check your morality at the door and make sure your life insurance is paid up. Today, we are leaving the high schools, the magical fantasy worlds, and the power of friendship speeches far, far behind. We are setting sail for Ranapur, a fictional crime-ridden harbor city in Thailand, where the cops are bought, the church runs guns, and the local delivery company might just torpedo your boat. Today we are reviewing the 2006 gritty action masterpiece, Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon begins with a premise that feels like a nightmare for any corporate employee. We follow Rokuro Okajima, a meek, fiercely loyal Japanese salaryman. His company tasks him with delivering a disc containing highly illegal sensitive information. Along the way, his boat is hijacked by the Lagoon Company, a trio of modern-day pirates consisting of their calm leader Dutch, tech whiz Benny, and the terrifying dual-wielding gunslinger Revy. When Rokuru's corporate bosses decide it's cheaper to clear him dead and blow up his ship to cover their tracks, Rokuro experiences a complete psychological snap, realizing the quote polite world he dedicated his life to is just as ruthless as the criminal underworld. He casts off his old life. He renames himself Rock and officially joins his kidnappers. What follows is a dark, adrenaline-fueled exploration of the criminal Twilight Zone. To me, watching Black Lagoon is like watching a golden era Quentin Tarantino or John Woo film beautifully translated into anime. Produced by Studio Madhouse during their absolute peak in the mid 2000s, it is a visceral, cinematic, and aggressively stylish. The atmosphere, Ranapur feels like a living, breathing character. It's sweaty, humid, and perpetually bathed in the neon glow of cheap bars and the smoke of gun battles. You could practically smell the cheap whiskey and cordite. Don't end the action. There are no magical powers here. The action relies entirely on physics, firepower, and sheer vehicular mayhem. When a gun goes off in this show, it sounds heavy. The animation team went out of the way to realistically depict the recoil, the ejection of spent brass, and the devastating impact of the weaponry. And the philosophy behind this, but beneath the explosions, the show is actually deeply philosophical. It could constantly questions what it's mean to be alive. Rock exists in the quote twilight, and he's in the criminal underworld, but he still clings to his moral compass. Revy, on the other hand, lives entirely in the dark, believing that God is dead and money and bullets are the only things you can trust. Their psychological tug of war is the true beating heart of the series. Let me give you what I believe is the breakout character of the series. While the killer maid Roberta absolutely steals the show every time she appears, the undisputed face of the franchise is Revy, also known as Two Hands. Why we love her and why I picked her as the breakout character? Revy is one of the most iconic anti-heroes in anime history. A Chinese American woman who grew up in the absolute worst slums of New York City. She was broken by the world long before the show even started. She is foul-mouthed, short-tempered, and solves 99% of her problems by shooting them. Her death. But she isn't just a generic badass. She's deeply traumatized. The famous cigarette kiss scene where Rock and Revy Stanley light their cigarettes off one another in the back of a police car is a masterclass in visual storytelling. It's an incredibly intimate moment that shows their codependency without a single word of romance. Revy needs Rock to remind her of her humanity, but Rock needs Revy to survive the hells he's chosen to live in. Let's shine our spotlight on the architect of this madness, Ray Hiroi. He's known as the Otaku Auteur. Hiroi is a massive fan of Hollywood action movies, military hardware, and classic literature, and he blends them all together. He frequently references Stephen King, The Terminator, and Desperado. His meticulous attention to detail regarding firearms is legendary. If a character holds a gun, you can bet it's drawn perfectly to its real world specifications. Hiroi writes from a very cynical, dark place. He has been remarkably open about his struggles with severe depression, which is unfortunately the reason that Black Lagoon manga has suffered from a multi-year hiatuses. But exactly that raw, unflinching look at human darkness that makes his writing so compelling. He forces us to empathize with the monsters of society. How does Madhouse's anime stack up against Ray Hiroi's manga? This is an incredibly faithful adaptation. The anime itself covers the first 9 volumes of the manga almost panel for panel, including the explosive Roberto's Blood Trail OVA. To me, my verdict on this, the anime actually surpasses the manga. Hiroi's art is incredibly gritty and detailed, but the high-octane action requires motion and sound. The sound design in Black Lagoon is so crucial to the experience. The roar of Revy's customized Berettas, the screech of tires, and the incredible voice acting elevates the source material into a masterpiece of the genre. And now let's get to the debate. Dub versus sub. If there is one anime where I will plant my flag and tell you that the dub is mathematically superior, it is Black Lagoon. If you look at the material by its context, look at the setting. The characters are Russian mafia, Chinese triads, South American cartels, and American mercenaries operating in Thailand. English is the realistic lingua franca here. Hearing everyone speak polite Japanese creates a strange dissonance. And the performances. The English script is legendary for its creative and unrelenting use of profanity. Mariek Henriks as Revy delivers one of the greatest dub performances of all time. Her voice drips with venom, sarcasm, and barely contained rage. Brad Swally as Rock perfectly captures the evolution from a stuttering businessman to a hardened negotiator. You're doing yourself a disservice if you watch this sub. So definitely go watch the dub. But if you are a purist, the sub versus is also available. And you want to know where you can watch this wonderful anime? Ready to book your ticket to Singapore? You can currently stream both seasons of Black Lagoon and Roberto's Blood Trail VA on Crunchyroll and Hulu or Disney Plus, since Hulu's standalone app has been pretty much phased out. It's currently being phased out by Disney. So now let's get to the conclusion of this episode, this review. So, does Black Lagoon earn a spot on the anime bucket list? Absolutely. If you are tired of the same old tropes and want a show that treats you like an adult, this is it. It's violent. It's vulgar. It is unapologetically awesome. It will make you question your own morals while keeping you glued to the edge of your seat. So, that is great. So, that's a wrap for episode 13 of Anime Bucket Quest. If you want to follow the backlog episodes, make sure to follow me on YouTube at Anime Bucket Quest. You can follow the audio version on your audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Audible, and other platforms. You can follow me on socials at The Franchise on Instagram. So now we got 13 done. We still got many more anime to cover. I have been your host, The Franchise, alongside my virtual assistant, Baki. Keep your weapons clean, don't trust the cartel, and we'll see you on the next quest. As always, geek on, take care, and watch anime.